Well, early summer is one of the most popular times to get married, and it's also prime planning season as couples get ready for their wedding a year in advance. And our guest host today, Nicole Caney, is one of the top wedding planners on the Suncoast, and she's here to talk about wedding trends. All right, Nicole, congratulations first, I want to say, on your 10 years of planning weddings on the Suncoast.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a great 10 years.
A lot of brides.
Lots of brides. Lots of fantastic weddings.
And over the years, I'm imagining you've seen just all kinds of changes. So what are some of them that you've noticed through the decades?
A lot of changes. I mean, just the ability of things that we can get. So the lounge furniture that we have here, you can get so many different kinds of flowers now. The details that we bring in for weddings are just so much more than they ever were before. So I feel like even though we have a little town, we can do so much with there is to offer.
But that makes for bride stress. All those details.
Well, we take away all that stress for them.
I
They just
can
get
see
to
it.
have fun.
And you bring all the furniture in. The bride doesn't have to buy it.
Right, you rent pretty much everything for weddings, so you really don't have to buy much at all.
That's wonderful.
Well, you talked about like just bringing all the different things. Is there a particular trend that a lot of people are getting into now?
I think a lot of weddings are very, very classic and elegant, and then you have little touches of what makes the bride and groom's personality come across. Like this here is a little bit more beachy boho, and that look is very popular.
The
And then
vintage feel.
kind of vintage, but also still very elegant. The kind of trends before of having a very casual wedding, they've really gone away. Everything's very classic and elegant, but then letting the brides and grooms' personalities come across. So we want weddings to be very unique for each couple.
And one thing you said earlier, you mentioned here on the Suncoast we can do anything. So is a Suncoast wedding a little different from another wedding? Like what makes us unique here?
Well, I think they're so pretty, of course, because we have the best backdrop, but we also have really amazing venues here. So to have a Ringling Museum, to have Selby Gardens, a Ritz-Carlton, I mean, we're just very, very lucky to have so many different amazing venues in such a small little community.
Oh, wow.
And great vendors, too.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
good.
And then there's
Yeah,
views like that.
That was a private home from a client, and we had a clear span tent on the other side of the property. So that was a pretty nice place to work.
Yeah, that's
I guess.
beautiful.
Yeah, that is
Oh, the
stunning.
cottage. Yes.
That's the Ringling Courtyard.
Beautiful.
And just so classic with the black and white dance floor.
Now, with places like that, how far in advance are brides having to make decisions about venues and things?
You know, it depends. We have weddings that are booked over a year out, and then we have weddings that book sometimes 3 months out. So we can make it happen. It's just availability of the venue, but we have such a great resource of vendors in this area that we can really pull a wedding together very quickly. And it's kind of fun, too.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
this
it's
the
exciting.
busiest time?
We are in very busy time. We have 3 weddings this weekend alone.
Wow.
So
Well,
Fridays
speaking-
and Sundays then, right?
We have a wedding, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. Very popular.
Yeah, no longer is it just Saturdays. And speaking of details, one of the things is big is flower.
Yes.
The flowers that you have at your wedding. So what kind of trends are you seeing there?
Well, Victoria Blooms, a local florist, did the flowers here, and the bride's bouquets you'll see in a little bit. We're just seeing a lot of flowers. So brides still love to have their weddings full of flowers, and I think that it just makes it feel really soft and elegant and that romantic feel.
And not just
So,
roses
yeah.
either. I see some peonies and some
Variety.
mixed.
I'm not sure what that is, but it's really pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And a lot of greenery. We're seeing tons of greenery at weddings.
That's good. That helps the budget a little bit too.
It does,
To
yeah.
use greenery, not flowers.
Gives a little bit more value.
And you
And they look
mentioned
looser.
You mentioned the bouquets because we have some brides here that are holding some beautiful bouquets and, of course, in their dress. So tell us what we're looking at.
So we have 2 beautiful brides. They were past
wow.
clients of ours, so it's really great that they're here today. Both have amazing dresses from Blush Bridal, which is a local boutique downtown. Victoria Blooms did the flowers for them, the bouquets that they're holding. And I think this is just such a good example that brides' dresses have just completely changed. They're sexy, they're elegant, there's so much that they have to offer. So the dress just sets the tone for really the whole planning process. So you can
Oh.
tell both these brides, Lucy and Kate, have just such fantastic, amazing dresses. And you can see how it could really set the tone for both of their weddings, which were both so beautiful.
And I love the fact that those are the dresses that they wore in their weddings.
Yes.
These aren't the
These are
dresses they're
actual-
modeling. These are theirs. I mean, anytime you get to put your wedding dress back on, that is very fun.
Oh, yes. And they picked the right one. They both look amazing.
They do. The dresses just have a lot of detail now. They've really changed. You used to see a lot of lace on dresses, which you still do, but in a different way, like Lucy's dress. You can see the lace on the top, and it really just has a very unique feel to it.
Yeah.
So we're finding dresses for brides are very unique and setting the tone for the whole design of the wedding.
It's very beautiful.
Oh,
I'm loving
yes.
both of
And
them.
they
They're
both
both
were
stunning.
They are real brides, but they both look like models, so we're lucky to have them.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So with dresses, those are two very different styles. Obviously, everything goes now, whether it's the column style or the princess style.
So many different kinds of styles, and I think that's great because then each bride can feel comfortable with what they're wearing. I mean, we're lucky to have such a great boutique locally that brings such high-end design because you walk in and you feel like you're a princess, and that's the dress that you should have, and you know right away. But I always say once the bride gets her dress, then we can start planning all the other elements because there's so many details. We talk about the linens, the silverware, the napkins, the chairs. I mean, we talk about every single detail that there is.
Is it a theme, like, you know, when you're trying to do that? Because you know how you said like beachy chic and then everything goes with the theme or something?
We see a lot less theme weddings now. So really it's just a general feel of what the bride and groom are going for, but not necessarily just a theme that we go with. So we try and just pull it together and make sure it's a cohesive feel.
Oh, wow.
Well, it certainly is beautiful.
I feel this is cohesive. I would love for my living room to be like this. Well, thank you so much. And again, congratulations on 10 years of planning weddings in this area. And if you guys want to get more information about planning events in Nicole's, all her stuff and services, you want to go to her website. And next, we're going to keep the wedding trend going. We're going to play a wedding game. We'll be right back.